Okay, a bunch of different things I actually get to do in this segment, as I just sort of realise as I go into this segment. First, as usual, we have a haul to show off, and this is actually a rather large one because it overflows into the next box. And that's actually not everything that I can get. I haven't actually picked up anything from Route 35 because I've sort of run out of Pokeballs and have also run out of money. So, we're going to go through all of these. These first 5 all come from the Dark Cave. This one's obtained through fishing. You can get it through other places, like I think you can get them in Union Cave. It's a lot more common in the Dark Cave though, so I picked it up from there. Cascoon and Silcoon are only obtainable during the day. That does not include the morning though, just the daytime, which I believe is around about from 10 o'clock onwards to whenever nighttime officially starts. 4% encounters each. As you can see, they both have shed skins, so getting a paralysis to stick on these was a bit more difficult than it had much of a right to be, but whatever, I managed to get them. So that's the entire Wurmple line complete. Mareep was on Route 32, Inkada, Pachirisu, Ekans were all on Route 32. Ekans is also on Route 33, but obviously I ran into one of these, found it, caught it. There you go. Spender, where was Spender? Spender was up at the Sprout Tower. Same thing with Bidoof, Chatot, and Meditite. Chatot is actually a rather interesting little specimen here because, as far as I'm aware, nothing has actually had their catch rate changed at all. So, if I was going to go after like a Beldum, it will probably still have a catch rate of 3, which would be beyond obnoxious. But Chatot is another one of those interesting ones because you wouldn't think it, but this thing's actually surprisingly difficult to catch. It has a catch rate of 30, which actually makes it harder to catch than a few legendaries, like particularly mythicals, that may just have a catch rate of 45 or something like that. So this is a bit more difficult to catch than some of those, and I still managed to catch this on my first ball, so I was pretty damn lucky. There's a few other Pokemon though, particularly in Dark Cave, which kind of just chew through my ball supply. Gible obviously being one of them. All the pseudo-legendaries besides Beldum have a catch rate of 45, so you can't really expect those to be particularly easy. Can't really expect Onix to be particularly easy, though. I don't think Machop's that easy to catch either, but I managed to get it on the first ball, so I was pretty happy about that. Aron is a bit low on the catch rate side of things. Bagon is just pretty much the same as Gible. Cubone. Everything from the Whismur to the Cubone was all encountered in Dark Cave. I believe Gible and Bagon are on the second floor. Like there's the floor that you enter on, then there's a floor below it, and then another floor at the bottom which I can't reach. That middle floor is where you can find Bagon and Gible, and I think you can find Onix on both floors. I'm not too sure. I think my Chop is top floor only, and I think Cubone's top floor only as well. Aron you can find on both floors. I'm not too sure about Whismur. So from there, I went over to Route 33, picked up Skorupi, Slackoth, Apom, and Croagunk. Only thing I'm missing there, aside from Pastoral and Meridian Sound Pokemon, is Meowth, but it's a nighttime exclusive. It appears in the same slot that Apom does. And then I have from the Slowpoke well, I have Snorunt, Shellos, Shelder, and then the Swinub and Ghastly. And then I also have this Rhyhorn. This Rhyhorn will be relevant to my interests a little bit later on, but for now, I have one other stop that I need to make in this city, because I'm actually in Goldenrod City at the moment. We want to go in here, because I spent some time off screen racking up a fuckload of coins. So yeah, I spent a bit of time racking up the coins, and once I got up to level 8, it was pretty damn easy to rack up coins. I won't lie though, they're not completely legitimate though. I mean, it was only through the abuse of save states, but even then people are probably going to have a fucking cow at me over it. I didn't, just save state, randomly pick a tile, pull like that as a bomb or something like that. I didn't, spam this shit out of save states. I only used it when it was deemed necessary, so slightly less than you might expect, but whatever. What's done is done. I'm not really going to do too much with it though, because these Pokemon here you can just find them in the wild anyway. It might not be a terrible idea if you wanted to add them to the team, particularly Porygon. You can't find Porygon in the wild until... I think it's Cerulean Cave you can find them in the wild and nowhere else. So if you wanted to use a Porygon on the team, then you'd have to rack up the coins and get it from here. I'm not going to get it though, because there's absolutely no reason to, since I can just catch it. And then in here we have a few items. Silk Scarf increases the power of normal moves. Wide Lens and Zoom Lens are sort of similar. They increase the accuracy of your moves. I think the Zoom Lens only works if you're going second though. I'm not entirely sure about that. And Metronome here is the item and not the move. What the Metronome does is it basically turns any move that you use into... It gives it the Fury Cutter mechanic, where it gets more powerful the more times you use it in a row. So this I'm going to go ahead and pick up as... Oh wait, no, we only need the one. I'm going to get that to Sione, because that plus Rollout sounds like a pretty damn good combo. And then here in the TMs department, I could pick up a Swords Dance TM for Trap Tricks. I'm kind of holding off on it at the moment. I mean, I can obviously quite easily afford it, but whatever. Substitute and Rest are kind of pointless. Flamethrower, I could probably put onto Kaiser, but I'm actually going to go with Thunderbolt on Kaiser because I've got decent fire coverage on Floofen, and I'm not going to give Floofen Flamethrower because it's a special move and it wouldn't work. I actually think that Flame Wheel is probably better at this stage just because of the stark difference in attack versus special attack. Ice Beam, I will be picking up as well, along with Thunderbolt. And the reason for that is because I actually looked up at the level up move pool of Talia, and she does not actually get Ice Beam through level up. So this is the only way we can actually get it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that onto Talia. I might also throw it onto Jelly Cup if I feel like it later, but I'm not in much of a rush to do that. So just go ahead and give her Ice Beam, and then grab the Thunderbolt, and then give that to Kaiser, and we'll just sort of go over Wrap. Still think Dragon Rage can be useful at this level in the game. I mean, if these HP counts on my team give you a fair idea, then I can at least two-shot most Pokemon with the Dragon Rage at this point in the game anyway. So that's it for the stuff that I need to do in Goldenrod City. I think there's only like one other thing I need to do shortly afterward, but that requires me getting to Acrotique City. Yeah, I think that's about it. Only other thing I could probably do is hand those fossils in to be regenerated, but I don't really feel like doing that at the moment. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go up past here. I'm not going to be doing the bug catching contest. It is actually on today, but I'm not going to do it because it's completely unchanged and is therefore completely unremarkable. And since I'm restricting my stuff to catching stuff in Pokeballs or their equivalents, I'm actually not entirely sure if this is correct, but I think that the Sport Balls have a times 1.5 multiplier. Don't quote me on that one, but I don't really plan on adding anything caught in a Sport Ball to my collection anyway, so there's really no point in doing it. I have recorded myself going through a bug catching contest in the original Soul Silver. You can have a look at that if you want. It's completely... It is absolutely no different whatsoever. So anyways, I forgot to put the Metronome on Sione, but not that it matters here against the Tangela because I kind of had to switch out anyway. I am not really concerned at the moment, even though it is getting its stats up. I think for the most part I just outspeed, and Acid's a two-shot here, so it's fine. Unless this Absorb does a shitload of damage. It shouldn't. Yeah, I didn't think so. That's the special defense kicking in right there. Good stuff. And what else do you have? You have a Quagsire. You are getting minced into the middle of next week. Bye, Bullet Seed. Alright, get through that. It only took the one hit because Traptrix is just... Traptrix is starting to prove her worth a considerable amount here. Being able to wreck face like that. Uh-huh. I'm not entirely sure what he gives you. He might give you elemental stones or something like that. At least I remember him doing something like that in Crystal, because that's where the mechanic of just people handing you items comes from, so... there's one other trainer in this little area, and there's actually a bunch of trainers in National Park as well. Shit, I forgot about that. Alright, I guess we're going into National... Well, it's not like we weren't going into National Park, because... Like, for this... I mean, I was going to do it for the sole purpose of showing it off, but... I'm just not doing the thing. Also, forgot to put the metronome on this thing again. God damn it. Whatever. I like how I outspeed that. Jeez, that was a decent amount of... Oh, come off it. Yay. I hate it anyway. Usually when it gets one double team up, I just, like, miss 90% of the time. And the minute it puts a second double team up, I hit 90% of the time. I don't understand the way that works, but I suppose I'm not gonna... I don't even know whether or not to complain about it or what. I don't know, it's very stupid. And outspeed, so he gets that in, and it takes the roll out to the face anyway. Wrecking face, I guess. And Kadabra. So unless you're going to put me to sleep or something like that, you're going to get wrecked. Oh, you little bastard! That is very cruel. Also, I think I just readjusted the size of the... Yeah, I did. I legitimately readjusted the size of the... Okay, that... Let's hope that's better, because I just accidentally readjusted the size of the frickin' Desmoon window there. That's annoying. No, I don't think that's accurate either. Shit. No, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that for right now. I'm not going to do this on the fly. Even though I just did. Whatever. Well, I wasn't entirely sure when I should start talking about my Pokemon playthrough of the day because it's an overly unremarkable one. But I might as well, as I go over to Violet City and heal my Pokemon, and actually... I'm going to do this right now, just so I don't forget. Give you the metronome. It sucks, because now it can't pick up anything, but it's going to lose that ability in 5 levels anyway. So yeah, Floofin's also getting an item, the charcoal. If you talk to the random person who had the Farfetch'd in Ilex Forest, they have a house in Azalea Town, you talk to one of those fellows, he will give you a free charcoal. So I picked that up and figured it would benefit Floofin more than any other. So, there you go. Anyways, while I'm here in Violet Town, before I go and explore National Park, I will go ahead and grab out this Rhyhorn, because if you remember back quite a while ago, I think in like the 3rd segment, there was a fellow in this town that wanted a Rhyhorn and would trade you, I think an Onyx or something for it. Now that I have the relevant trade fodder, we can go ahead and make this trade. And it is for a Gligar, not a Rhyhorn. So, yay. Alright, skipping across, blah blah blah, thank you. That's cool, I guess. The hell's that? Oh, I thought that... That's interesting. I thought that the Pokemon just came holding the item. Okay, that actually makes it a bit more interesting though when you do that trade and it just sort of shows up like this. I guess that's... I guess it's kind of cool how you obtain that. So anyways, this is the Covenant Orb. There are 4 of these in the game as far as I'm aware, and these are used to evolve the Pokemon that normally evolve by trade evolutions that don't hold items. which as of this generation is just the Kanto quartet of Kadabra, Machoke, Haunter, and Graveler. So if you're using one of those, that's the item that you will need in order to evolve it into its final form. Obviously I have no need for it since I don't have any such relevant Pokemon, but there you go. Oh, this thing's holding a wide lens. Well, I mean, I'm obviously going to take it off it, because I mean, I could use a Gligar, but nah. I will use one at some point because I do like it, but I don't much care for it right now. Yeah, slightly boost the accuracy of moves. The only two Pokemon that don't have items are Talia and Kaius, and I think their moves are all perfectly accurate. I'm not entirely sure if there's anything that could benefit from the wide lens that's not called Sione. So I guess we're just gonna have to hang on to this. Beats having to pay 1,000 coins for one. So I won't complain too much about that. How much cash stack have we got? Fair enough. Okay, alright, I was gonna go and do National Park next, but I don't want to backtrack way too much, so I might as well take the opportunity to go back to I was trying to say New Park Town, but no, that's not correct at all. I need to go back to New Bark Town to pick something else up, so I'm going to go ahead and cut and return when I get back there. Okay, I guess I'm cutting back here, because I've just found Tuscany of Tuesday. And she gives me a Twisted Spoon. That is kind of cool. That wouldn't be too bad if I was still using the Slowpoke. I may still get a Psychic move of some variety, but for the time being, it's going to be completely useless. It's nice to have it, though. It's not too bad. So, I guess that's two of the siblings out of the way. So anyways, I am back here at New Barktown. I picked up some more Pokeballs, actually, because we're going to be getting into another unique encounter here. Wait. Okay, so I thought this was a time exclusive mission, like you had to come here at a certain time, but apparently that is not the case. It might still be, though. I'm about to find out, aren't I? Okay. I guess it's any time. I'm not entirely sure if this is intended to be, like, at some point in the middle of the night, like it originally was in Diamond Pearl Platinum, but it's here, it's before us, so yeah, this is Rotom, and it's pretty unremarkable. I'm not entirely sure if you can get it to change its forms in this game. It came out after Platinum, so it should have the forms inherent to the game. I'm just not entirely sure where you would go in order to change the forms. I don't think you can change them in the regular games. I think you'd have to take it to the to Platinum in order to do that, because it was locked behind an event, but I'm pretty sure that can be fixed up by just implementing it into the game using hacks. It's a ROM hack. You should be able to do this, so anyways, let's go ahead and catch this thing. Almost first balled it. And now it's being obnoxious. Stop being obnoxious. Stop being obnoxious. Stop being obnoxious. God damn it. Thank you. That took 10 balls. I had 9 of them before I went and bought that 11 pack of Pokeballs. So had I not actually gone and gotten those Pokeballs, I would have failed to catch this thing, and it would have pissed me off to no end. So there you go, that's Rotom. I'm not using it. It would actually be remarkable. It would actually be kind of interesting to use it. It wouldn't be a terrible idea necessarily, because I mean, I can breed it and just make an egg and add that to the collection, but again, I'm not going to use it. I've already got something that can use electric attacks on the team. It's not exactly a specialist electric type, but it will do the trick. And my Dratini's going to be geared up to use special moves because of its timid nature anyway, so it's got it's a bit lacking in the physical attack department. Ugh. Yeah, my commentary is not that great, but now's about as good a time as any to start discussing the Pokemon playthrough of the day. For this one, it is my first foray into Black and White 2. I got it on the day it came out in Japan, thus it was in Japanese, and it was White 2 that I picked. I was gonna do Black 2 as well, but before I even felt up to doing it, I just sort of got the English versions of the games. So I'm gonna go ahead and headbutt some trees while I finish explaining this playthrough, because it was Japanese. So again, I didn't really have much. I didn't really know what the plot of it was about, except for like stuff that I could just make out through the animations and stuff like that. Apparently I can't find any Pokemon in the trees, like, whatever. I'm winging it, so let's just not give a shit. But I managed to get some use out of some Pokemon that I really wanted to give a crack at. I kind of wanted to take a crack at a couple of those Pokemon again, actually, just for the sake of giving them a decent nickname, because of course, since this is Japanese, I didn't really give them any nicknames because I only had 5 character limit to work with. So yeah, talk to that fellow, he starts the bug catching contest. I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna waltz around this place, finding some of these randomly hidden items, as well as that rock climb wall, which may or may not have something up there. No, it doesn't. In Spirit Gold, that's where you'd find Shaman. So I'll go through my team. I went with Tepig to start off with. It became an Emboar. It does what Emboar does best, and that is just wreck house. So yeah, it's not very... The team's not very remarkable, to be perfectly honest. The grass type that I used, my staple grass type, was a Leavanny. I was pretty content with the way it worked. It was pretty damn good attack power. It had the bug as well, so it was able to add a little bit of type coverage to the team just through that. And overall, it was pretty fine. My staple water type... Okay. My staple water type, believe it or not, was actually a Keldeo. And what have we got here? Combing. Okay, whatever. Yeah, use the Keldeo. I didn't actually get it directly from the event because I didn't think I was able to do so, considering I downloaded it as a ROM and put in my R4. I didn't think I'd be able to do that, so I just sort of implemented it into the game with just a Pokegen. So, technically speaking, the Keldeo is not legitimate, but I decided, fuck it, I'm going to use it anyway, and it's going to kick ass. And it did. It swept the electric gym leader. Of all the gym leaders it can sweep, the electric gym leader. I'm not entirely sure if it swept Clay as well. It would almost certainly have the ability to do so. I'm not entirely sure if I just switched it out and tried giving someone else some screen time or whatever, or if I just stuck with that, but that was fine. It was Keldeo, it was a legendary, it kicked ass. I spent most of its time in its Resolute form since I had access to the Secret Sword. For my next team member, I used a Electros. I always wanted to use Electros ever since I found out that it virtually had no weaknesses. It's just sort of a random thing that I took an interest in and was like, okay, well, I might as well give this a bit of a crack. So I gave it a bit of a crack. It only became good once it actually became an Electros. When it was a Tynamo, it died to a Stiff Breeze. It had a grand total of 4 moves, which weren't terrible, but they weren't that great either. And I wasn't able to really get many of them off because it kept getting outspared and one-shotted by, like I said earlier, a Stiff Breeze. So it was very stupid. I had to get up to 39 in order to evolve it into Electric, and then I'm not entirely sure if I used a Thunderstone immediately after or if I stuck with Electric for a while, but once it became an Electros, it was a pretty damn good powerhouse. So I was quite happy with that. I used a Swoobat. It was a Swoobat. It was fairly unremarkable, but it added psychic coverage to the team, so that was always going to get a nice little tick of approval. And then lastly, I used Zoroark, because I had not used Zoroark yet, for obvious reasons, being I never used it in Blaze Black, which I'd played through before this, and obviously Black and White, it's locked behind an event. 2 events, technically speaking, because there's one for a Zoroark and there's one to just outright catch a Zoroark, but didn't have access to either of those because I never really took part in any of those events in Heart Gold Soul Silver, like for the Shiny Legendary Beasts or the Celebi or anything like that, so I didn't have much of an opportunity to use Zoroark until now, and so I took it up. It was, I believe, a 30 in all of its stats, and hasty nature, so it was naturally good. And, unsurprisingly, it kicked a lot of ass. So, that's really about it for that playthrough. Again, it wasn't very remarkable. I didn't have any real nicknames that I could talk about because it was Japanese. It just existed. It was there. I didn't mind the playthrough. I quite enjoyed it. And that's about all I can say about that, really. So, yeah. Now observe as I just completely run out of shit to talk to for the next... for the next... Oh, Jesus, 27 minutes in already? I don't think we're even going to make it to Ecruteak. No, I think we'll make it to Ecruteak. I think we'll be right. But we kind of do have to speed things up a bit. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we got a bunch more Pokemon here. Bunch more trainers. God. It's a good thing I can find Wild Vespiquen, and that I don't have to worry about finding a Wild Combee. Wait. Okay. Vespiquen, I can actually pick a Vespiquen up tomorrow. It is findable in Route 36 with the Meridian Sound, and Meridian Sound goes live tomorrow. So that's kind of cool. I can show that off in tomorrow's segment. Shit. I was not expecting a Granbull. Don't flinch. Thank you. That's good. Time to rip out the... Really? Charm to make me go to -3 attack and then roll out misses. Thank you. Beautiful. If I get paralyzed... Okay. Fine. Talia, get your ass in there. You can tank its physical hits. Yeah, I'm a special attacker. Your charm does nothing to me. Fuck off, Moogie! Alright. I'm pretty sure I have a Marill. I don't think there's any real reason why humans can't eat those berries. I don't see the problem with that, but whatever. Okay, have I got a paralysis healer? No, I don't. That means Sione is getting put up back. Lead with Floofen. I think this kid's got a grass type of some variety. I think he originally had like an Oddish or something. And I was quite correct. That Oddish has now been cooked alive. Charcoal Stab boosted, base 130 power on the Pokemon, of course. Flame Wheel. Good stuff. Fanpy. If Sione was not paralyzed, I would be doing a mirror match, but no, we're not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to murder this thing with Bullet Seed. What else have you got? You have a Croagunk. Yeah, I'll send Kaiser in. Why not? See what a Dragon Rage does to it. Very easy to KO. Taunt matters ill to me because I outspeed you, so if I wanted to paralyze you, I could have gotten that in first. Not that it mattered because I just outpowered you. And a Skitty. Yeah, alright. Trap Tricks, you can come in and smack that thing for 6 with the Bullet Seed. Good stuff. That Bullet Seed is putting in a lot of work. I'm actually surprised. Did Bullet Seed get buffed? I should probably inquire this. Let's see. 25, yeah. 25 plus stab puts it around about 38. So double, that's about 76. It's essentially a base 37, 30. Actually, no, it's 75. Base 75 power minimum. That's actually really damn good. That could probably see itself sticking around for a very long time on this set. Because I don't think I'm going to be replacing it with anything other than maybe Power Whip. So, that's a good pick. That's a really good pick. So hopefully at some point I'll be able to get rid of Vine Whip. Actually, I think Trap Tricks learns Sleep Powder at the next level, so I'll probably drop Vine Whip for that. That's cool. Talk to her, she gives you a Quick Claw. I think I will give that to... How fast is Talia? 36. Talia's got Icy Wind, so I don't think she needs it. Yeah, I'll give it to Kaiser. Why not? It's not the slowest thing ever, but Sione's kind of already holding a useful item to begin with, so... I think that's now out of the way. I believe the next thing we want to do is... Pokeathlon. Ugh. Okay, whatever. I will... that's cool. Okay, cool. I thought I was going to get forced into a series of games, in which case I would have been very, very pissed off. So yeah, this is just, for some reason, a bunch of mini-games that was implemented into this game. It's kind of interesting. I don't really have the time to show it off now, though, because I want to try to get through the trainers on Route 37 and get up to Ekritik City and the segment there, so... I will probably show that off at some point. I may not at the same time, because Lord knows it's not really that interesting. But, whatever. I think I just said it was interesting, and then I said it wasn't that interesting. Thank you. I might contradict myself, but at least I don't contradict myself. What the hell are you doing? I'm gonna go and throw a save state and see what the hell this idiot's doing. Fucking nice. Okay. I'll take that. What can learn Brick Break? Really? Nothing here can learn Brick Break? Ugh. Kaiser probably could once it gets to a Dragonite, but I'm not giving it Brick Break because it's a physical move. Also, Hyper Potion. Not that I really need it right now, but I guess that's kind of cool. Okay, so we've got Twins, we've got another Double Battle, we've got that Psychic, and I think that's about it. Unless that Psychic is just for some reason not a trainer. I don't have any real reason to believe that it wouldn't be. Okay. I should probably go back and heal, but whatever. I will just leave the Trap Tricks Kaiser for this Double Battle. Okay. Hustling Mining. Okay, I've got a good advantage here. Might as well just smash one of them with the Bullet Seed and slay it. Encore, but why though? Okay, well if you Encore, then you're just forcing me to use a move that kills you. And I'm going to use the move that kills you anyway, because Quick Claw just kicked in. That is cool. Quick Claw has already got some value. Also, Trap Tricks reaches level 24 and learns the aforementioned Sleep Powder. Go ahead and get rid of Vine Whip because that thing sucks. Not going to learn Stun Spore because Sleep Powder is just inherently better. This is why I'm considering getting rid of... That Sleep Powder is the reason I'm considering getting a Sword Stance TM and teaching it over... Poison Fang, that's the one. I'm considering teaching it over Poison Fang because I will I'll get Crunch, which is a stab move eventually. Then Bullet Seed's going to stick around, which will eventually become Power Whip, or maybe something else that's decent in regards to physical grass moves. And so then if I got rid of Poison Fang and went with Swords Dance, it would be very similar to Dianea, the Victory Bell that I used in the Fire Red Omega LP. I just put things to sleep, then get my stats up and start sweeping. That's basically how it would work. It's not a terrible idea. I will sit on it for a bit though. I don't have any real reason to just go ahead and push for that immediately. Go ahead and heal Jellycut because I want him to get a little bit of experience here. Do I want to... No, I'll leave Traptrix in there. She's proving her worth. So... Ugh. Alright, that'll be you at the same time. Rain and Belch. Okay, Gloom and Weeping Veil. They're both part poison. Yeah, my duo here is completely unsuited for dealing with these. I'll go after Gloom because I think that one's probably got some kind of powder that can debilitate me. I will go ahead and switch into Talia and Ice Beam them into the middle of next week. Yeah, decent amount. Whipping Bell hits the acid. Jeez. Drain Punch. Okay. I guess we're going to pick on Gloom then. Because we don't want Drain Punch to be a thing. So you can just fuck off. And then the Weeping Bell is just going to be its usual annoying self. Oh, hello, Cloyster. Alright. Plan for this. Bullet Seed the shit out of that Cloyster. And of course, only hit twice. And that wouldn't, like, with that amount of damage output, it would have to hit 5 times to knock that Cloyster on its ass. So, that is a substantial difference between stuff that is shitty in defense and a Cloyster. Sending in Kaiser because if I outspeed the Cloyster, it auto dies to Thunderbolt as far as I'm concerned. So, let's see what happens. Starmie's going to go first, obviously. I kind of expected as much. And the Cloyster outspeeds and slays Kaiser in one hit. Beautiful. In that case, let's go ahead and bite the Starmie. Talia is almost dead, so I think I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a Super Potion. Hope that it doesn't die. Yeah, that's fine, because Starmie drops dead, and now I just have to worry about the Cloyster here. Withdraw. I feel like Flamer will still do a decent amount. And I might as well throw... Whatever. I'm throwing whatever I can at this thing in order to weaken it. Burn. Burn hurts its bulk there. So I'm going to go double quick attack and kill this thing. There we go. That was a slight scare. I'm not going to lie. But managed to get through it anyway. Growlithe is here. It would be nice to be able to use one, but I used one in Fire Red Omega, so that's not going to happen. I would definitely have caught that one and used it immediately if I hadn't, because it would most likely have been my first choice fire type, but I mean, aside from Flareon. But I would never have put Flareon on the team to begin with, so there you go. Lead with Flufin, give you a Super Potion. I probably shouldn't, but whatever. Because if you are a Psychic, I should be able to outspeed this thing and slay it with Bite. And Drowsy. I think you might be a bit more tanky. And I won't shot you anyway. Okay, cool. Okay, so Flufin's being a bit of a show-off. I would say it's not going to get as much screen time in the next segment, but it's kind of the powerhouse of my team right now, and is almost certainly going to see some play in Morty's gym. So, there you go. I guess that's just the way that it works out. So, Ecruteak City. There be Bill. And so, now that's out of the way, I can go ahead and heal, end the segment, and then next time I will be back at Goldenrod in order to pick up the gift for build gives you. That's normally an Eevee, but that Eevee was moved to the start of the game. So you get to find out what it is next time. So I will see you for that.